Hello. Okay. Um, I want to talk to you about boundaries. Um, Boundaries when um, full-time RVing. And I wanted to make a statement, and this is my little um, assessment. Uh, RVers who have camping memberships um, are really boondocker wannabes with an addiction to electricity. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. So, I had so much to say, and now it's like gone. So I just got out of the grocery store. I went grocery shopping, and uh, Bob Wells said something about people with camping memberships and how people are always, so close together, and how rigs can be nose to nose or back to back or whatever, nose to back or whatever. Um, we we who are full time, we do that um, because we want that electricity. We want the hookups. I like the shower. I like the having the bathroom and all of that. And I still I need to get my rig. Oh, wait a minute. Is this going? I guess it is. All right. Hey, you can see my gray hair. Okay. Um. It's funny because the the RV park where I'm in right now, where I'm not there right now. I'm in the grocery store parking lot. Um, they're not very impressive as far as an RV park at all. It's a few trees here and there, but it's not a very campy, any like anything you would stereotype as a what I recall back when I was a child in childhood, what I considered camping um, was dark trees and stepping on pine needles and dirt, and I just thought it was the greatest thing ever. With tenting, using a tent and all that, and a big campfire. That was camping to me. Um, anyway, now the other ones that are out of town. This is a town that I have my PO box. And family lives nearby, and so that's why this is kind of my home base. But anyway, the ones that are out of town are much nicer as far as the trees and the birds and it's more camping like atmosphere. Anyway, it's probably too late in the season because of the COVID, because of the smoky. There's bad air in the area where I am right now up in Northwest Washington. It's not a good place to breathe, and I was very sick a few days ago, and I'm better now. And I went in my storage and found my air cleaner, and then I felt a lot better. I probably shouldn't even have the windows open right now, but it gets too hot and drafty. Uh oh. I'm just closing my windows. I think I left my. Oh, they just went up anyway. Okay, that was nice. I thought my key was on. Um. So So I was camping, and these two elderly couples um, like one parked right behind me and another one parked right beside them. And I understand that that probably, obviously they were camping together and they wanted to park next to each other, and they probably saw my location was perfect for their needs, and I understand that. But if you're gonna if a person is gonna park near somebody else, and I understand it's a necessary thing sometimes in RV parks, can't help it sometimes, but there were many choices and they chose mine, so that's cool. I did the same thing, but I had moved away from there, and but I tried to keep to myself. I tried to keep quiet, and I tried not to get in their business or walk in their camp, and keep my own space and mind my own boundaries, and not, try not to cross theirs. But because I park next to them, and I do it kind of for security reasons, because I'm a woman camping alone, and it just makes me feel not vulnerable. So, but these two couples that camped next to me, they're gone now. They've been gone now for a couple days. But they they had their own rigs, and they put up a canopy, and that was cool. I mean, it was a big party for them, and they even asked me, says, "Oh, we're too noisy for you," and I'm like, I've had a lot of bad neighbors, so as long as you're not noisy after midnight, it's no big thing. But it wasn't the noise that bothered me. It was listening to other people's personal drama, and I caught ear of some of the things they were talking about, and I don't like overhearing other people's conversations. Sometimes if somebody's overhearing I can't help but watch people anyway. If somebody's overhearing my conversation, if you hear a word or two, it can be misconstrued into something else, and and there can easily be misunderstandings if you don't hear the full context of a conversation and you just hear a word or two. Anyway, but some of the things they were talking about made me think they were talking about me, and I don't want to sound really paranoid, but I know that's what it's going to sound like. But sometimes it made me think that it's like they were trying to get me to go talk to them, or they were, anyway, it just by someone, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to bring up any details, but there were some commonalities they were talking about, and it just made me think, gee, it almost sounds like they want me to come around and say, hey, I did the same thing, or I have the same story, and it was really weird. Anyway, whatever. But so never. It's just that if you're gonna park next to somebody, you should try not to, if you can at all avoid it. And as Bob Wells said, why do they have to torture people or torment people? Because they're so close together. And I'm not saying as one is better than the other, or it's just that when I park next to somebody, it's for security. I'm a woman alone, and they're two couples, and they didn't need to park near me. They just didn't. So why did they? I just don't like hearing other people's conversations. It's annoying. Because I just have one of those personalities that gets caught up in it, and I start coming up with my own conclusions, and it's just, anyway, it's just the way my mind works. But one of these days, I I want to do a little traveling, a little camping in my car one of these days. And I ordered a backseat car mattress that is specifically designed to fit in the backseat of a car. And there's also a like a bumper fill mattress thing. It's like and it like fills the little spaces behind the chairs. But I think what I want to do is be more practical about my space and not just fill it up with air mattresses. But I think I'm going to put a couple of plastic storage bins that fit perfectly in those spaces, and then store stuff in them behind the seats, and then put a pillow on each one. And then there you go. And then so when I do end up sleeping in my car and camping in it, I can just, when I stretch out, I'll stretch my feet out on the container, and put a pillow on it, and there you go, and I'll be set. Anyway, I just want to try it because right now I have my motorhome. And I can do that. I don't want to travel a lot with it because I can't afford the upkeep and the gas. But one of these days I want to try the car thing because I've watched so many people who do this, and it appeals to me, and it's an adventure to me, and I want to try it. And it's also less to worry about, less concern, less gas and all that. And one of these days I want to go to that RTR, which is Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, and meet a bunch of other nomads, and who knows, maybe I'll meet Bob Wells. Anyway, I did want to talk about boundaries. I made another video, but I didn't have my makeup on, and so I just so I end up doing videos, it seems, often, either on Blue Friday for Seahawks. The Seahawk tradition is to wear blue or a Seahawk jersey or shirt of some kind on Fridays, especially during Seahawk season. And now the season has begun, and we'll be playing the Patriots this weekend. Okay, and we're doing great, and we're 1-0, and I know what that means now. So, I don't know. I'm just touching base and showing you that I was fixing my hair. I was fixing it another way. I did this. I really liked it. Had it like this earlier. Let's see. Whoa! Oh crap!